the other way.
All right, we're live. Um,
Did
Topics. Oh, well, go
I
ahead.
didn't get an answer on that one thing. So is Nunez your congressman? Tell the truth.
No comment. Low blow.
Oh man.
Let's see. Before, obviously, we got to talk about Syria. But Bannon was removed from the National Security Council. Like, I just saw that. I'm
Yeah.
on that. That's crazy.
That threw me off.
Yeah,
I don't know what to
that's
make of
crazy.
it.
I thought he was
Yeah.
the like puppet master. That's crazy.
Yeah, like who really ordered? Who finally decided to kick him off? Was it Trump or was like that's what I don't get. Maybe it was Kushner, man. I think that son-in-law is really pulling the strings now, man.
I think
Having
Trump.
some-
Yeah, but I think Trump's the egomaniac that he was portrayed as during the campaign. I think Trump did it.
yeah.
After the news media kind of said that you got played when Bannon snuck his way on there, man. Like you signed some paper you didn't know what you signed and shit. Maybe that sunk in. He's like, what? He pulled a fast one on me? Hell no. Get your ass back.
It's not the first time Bannon pulled a fast one on him or outshined him on something either. I'm sure that eats away at him. Because that's one of the things that consistently, if you're getting more press than he is, he cuts you off. But I feel like there's more to it than that.
For
There you
sure.
go. For sure.
It's. I'm just shocked because the
I ain't see it
narrative
coming.
for a while has been that he's the man behind the man kind of thing.
Mhm. I don't know. I was thinking, I think I said in one thread a while back, it's like, I don't think you can have it both ways. I mean, Bannon can't be this excellent policy guy and also this like mastermind and then just keep having things shot down on the domestic side and the international side. I don't think that's the way it goes.
I think it's good timing too.
Yeah, I mean, he should have never been on the NSC in the first place.
No.
Like if we look at history and it just doesn't make any sense. Never made any sense.
All right, Syria. We're gonna skip the whole how we're all appalled by it and everything and jump straight to what can be done to force Russia's hand to stop backing Assad.
I don't know,
Nothing.
man.
Especially with a president who I think it's generally believed by almost everyone at this point is in league with Russia to some extent, or at least his administration is.
What is anybody gonna do to tell the president what to do about it? If he's buddies with Putin, what can he do? Like what is he gonna attack Putin over it? No, he's not gonna attack Putin over it. Serious?
T-Pain, turn the auto tone off, man.
Yeah, I was like, whoa! I was just about to say,
What is he
snap.
gonna do about it? He's not gonna do it.
Love with a stripper again. It's gonna be really interesting because ultimately, if the allegations are true, he can't move against Putin without him exposing their relationship.
Exposed, yeah, it's fucked.
If
And,
the allegations are true, of course.
if they're true, but I don't think we would keep having this reoccurring snowball of they're not even coincidences at this point of the people connected to him and surrounded by him. If there wasn't something to that, it's just too many things. Either Trump is, I don't know, I don't think anyone thinks he's bright anymore, but you just can't be surrounded by that many fucking wolves and not know what the fuck's going on.
But you know what's funny? Trump is stupid because he's like, you knew for a fact that all your business properties and business dealings and everything that you did would come to the light sooner or later. And you telling me that when you ran for president, you thinking that nobody was going to investigate you? Are you serious right now? They're going to dig up dirt on you no matter what.
Who knows what the train of thought was? The thing is, the Republicans and his voters essentially let him get through the process with all the fucked up shit that he's done. He stiffed businesses, other business owners, contractors. He's used illegal labor. We talked about these over the last year and a half or whatever.
Well, they also did a very good job of painting the opposition as a criminal too. Like it was Crooked Hillary as well, so it wasn't like there was a non-criminal in the runoff. So
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Well, he's a criminal regardless. Like, did it make a difference? No.
You had a choice between criminal A and criminal B, is how they set it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you know what's funny?
Which is smart.
But after everything that Trump
Hillary, worked her whole life in public service, and that's a fact.
Right.
So, Trump, on the other hand, is enriching himself, and we've seen that continue to carry on into him being in the White House, where he didn't divest, he didn't separate himself from his businesses. And
here we go.
I think that's
a pro-Trumper. This is what we need.
That's how history's gonna see this. So, but I did hear one funny thing that stuck out to me today about the whole Syria thing. Is I was listening to BBC earlier, and Pence said that Russia should distance itself from Syria. That was Pence talking, of course, not Trump. Trump would never say that.
Right.
So I mean, where does that go?
Hold on. Are y'all believing that Assad gassed his own people a week after the U.S. said we're no longer trying to remove Assad? Are y'all believing this narrative?
I don't believe anything.
What narrative do you believe? I guess that's the real fucking question.
First of all, you didn't let the record state you didn't answer the fucking question, Shine. You fucking white liberal. Let's get the facts straight, white liberal. You didn't answer the question. Do y'all believe that Assad gassed his own people once again a week after the U.S. saying they're no longer trying to remove Assad?
You just said once again. You think he gassed his own people once again? What do I think? Yeah, I think you hit your wife once, you're probably gonna hit her again.
What would he have to gain? The only people that gain from this are the people that are trying to remove Assad. I mean, this is fucking bullshit, man. You people actually believe this bullshit?
It's been proven. In the past, he has actually gassed his own people. That's not even up for debate, man.
No, it's not. That was fucking false, man. Stop with this bullshit. That was the rebels that did that shit. Everybody fucking knows it.
I think you should look at the separate events and timelines. I mean, this is, what? Was the ISIS Air Force out there fucking dropping bombs?
It might have been the Israeli Air Force since they fly over the Syrian skies. Oh, check me on that. I bet you won't.
I'll get up my look at my radar.
Trump supporters are actually crazy. It's so
How can y'all believe this? I'm not trying to hijack this, man. But how can y'all say? Okay, I know. Come on, doesn't this look the least bit suspicious? Like,
no, it doesn't. They've done the same fucking thing before.
No, well, I'm not talking to the white liberal. Everybody except the white liberal.
I'm not even white though.
What? Goddamn.
I don't know why you ain't getting struck by lightning right now for telling me goddamn lies.
That people from this website have met me, dude.
What? Say it again, mad people what?
Mad people have met me from this website.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I know I'm black, so I ain't got nothing to prove.
I don't believe it. I'm just saying I don't believe it.
Believe it?
Which part? The part that he black or the part
Which
about
part? Neither.
First, I don't. First, you are white liberal, so I'm not even. That's not even up for debate. Second, I'm not believing the gas part. I mean, this is other forces at play. They want to keep. This is pressuring Trump to do something. So I hope he just gave lip service because I don't want to go into Syria.
No,
Like,
but
I don't even
Trump is
care.
the boss now. Trump is not. He's not nominee Trump. He's boss Trump.
Well, I'm going by his campaign promise. He said, "We'll let Russia handle Syria." That's what he said.
He just sent fucking 2,000 Marines into fucking northern Syria. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, because your buddies, Saudis in Tel Aviv told him to, probably.
But Trump is boss hog Trump.
Both
No? Puppet Trump? He's nobody's puppet, though. Come on,
somebody.
You can't have it both ways, fam. You can't.
Who said that?
Uncle Hotep, what do you think happened? Who do you think gassed all those people?
Fucking Israel.
It's either it's a couple. It could be a number of things. It could be Israel IDF. It could be they hit a supply, or it could be ISIS. You know what I mean? It might not have been bombs. You know what I'm saying? They you know what I mean? The planes could have been flying overhead. You know what I'm saying? They don't know where the fucking bombs came from. So,
wow, you actually think it could be ISIS or Israel? That's crazy.
I mean, that could be. That's probably one and the same. If we're perfectly being honest with you. So.
Yeah, you better remember that.
What?
That's an old. That's a conspiracy I keep hearing over and over again.
This is new to me. Wait, what? ISIS, Israel, one and the same? Please break it down. Educate me.
There's been hold on. Listen, there's been numerous reports of Israel offering and giving medical treatment to ISIS fighters in Syria near the border.
All right, jump. I want to see the leap to them being one and the same. How do we get there?
If they're helping, it's not literally, but if they're helping them out, I mean, ISIS is doing Israel's work for them. You know what I'm saying? Israel wants to weaken Syria. You know, they want to weaken Hezbollah. Because you know what I mean, when they fought Lebanon in 2006 and Hezbollah beat the brakes off them, but now they're like, hey, let's weaken Hezbollah by this war in Syria. So when we go back in Lebanon, man, we can bust Hezbollah's ass. That's my theory.
Israel's not going back into Lebanon, and Hezbollah chose to get involved in the sectarian warfare in Syria. That was a choice.
I know it's a choice, but they had no choice. Iran was like, well, we either fight them here, you know what I mean, or wait till they get them there. So wait till they fight them in Iran. So why? Of course, Iran's going to make that play. I mean, that's the obvious one.
There's no Sunni militias or armed groups in Lebanon that would fight Hezbollah. There aren't. That's a fact. They chose to bring themselves into this war. That was a decision Hezbollah made. Iran, if they wanted to, they could have fought the war on their own. Or Syria could fight their own fucking war. How about that? But that doesn't work. People trying to suppress fucking 90% of the population.
If you're Iran, why would you wait for the West to finish Syria to come for you next? When you try to fight them in Syria?
Did you miss when we fucking signed that deal with Iran? We're not going into Iran, brother. There's like they have like 2 million soldiers. Okay.
All right, man. I hopefully hope you're right. You know.
Well, we'll see what Trump does. I mean, he's got his own playbook with Iran, but I guess you'll ignore that. Huh? No, maybe.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, I love it when all the bass leaves the voice. Yeah. That's good stuff. So you think the Syrian government is innocent at this point?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. All right.
This is the West. The West, come on, man. This is regime change. They want to run a pipeline from Saudi Arabia over to fucking Europe, man. And fucking Assad and Putin are in the way. That's why Assad has to go.
I did hear that too. Yeah.
If Saudi Arabia wanted to run a pipeline, they don't have to fucking run it over land.
That'll cost too much fucking money, man.
I don't know, man. I saw a report.
They gotta run it through the fucking ocean, man. Come on.
They could run it through the Mediterranean.
That's the most stuff I've seen.
Underwater cables and shit, so it's possible.
I mean, if you think about from a cost perspective, if you wait for this war to fucking finish, or you go ahead and start spending money where war is never going to affect the fucking pipeline again, I don't know. Food for thought. Anyways, the price of oil, though, at the same time is, I mean, it's the lowest it's been. If they don't find a way to better manage and capitalize it, it's going to stay where it's at.
True.
Syria's a fucking mess. It's insane.
The whole Middle East is a mess. It's horrible. I don't feel like it.
I mean, I think. Go ahead.
What?
No, I was saying go ahead. You started and then I started.
Oh wow. I mean, the whole Middle East is a mess because it's like you have all these factions fighting for control, power, religion. It just makes no sense to me. It's like the war never ends. Like one conflict ends 10 years now, and in the same 10 years, something else will pop up, and it's like, damn, when does it end at all? When does it all end? You know, basically, like these motherfuckers never get tired of killing each other. I'm like, damn. Even the Bloods and Crips have peace pacts nowadays. Like, damn, man, sit down and do something. You know, it's annoying because it's like the American media focuses all its attention on the Middle East. Meanwhile, we have plagues, we got police brutalities, we got people getting kidnapped and organs stolen in mass in America, and we're not focused on that at all. And it's like, damn, fuck the Middle East. We need to focus on what we're doing here.
I think we can do both. You know, I don't think.
I don't want to do both. I don't want to fuck with the Middle East no more. Fuck the Middle East. That's not our problem anymore. It's like
you're with Sarah Palin. Just let them. Just whatever happens there happens. Fuck them.
Yeah, we've been covering the Middle East for years in media coverage, and it doesn't benefit Black people at all. It doesn't fuck with us. What the fuck? What is the point? What is the point? It doesn't affect my day.
You don't know that, man.
I mean, it does affect my day, but at the end of the day, I know for a fact that we have bigger issues. We have way bigger issues.
You should have voted for Trump, fam.
I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for that carrot top crackhead motherfucker. What the fuck? I didn't vote for Trump.
No, but I mean that interest of self over everything else. I mean,
but you know what? I bet you in a few months from now, he'll find a way to get the U.S. involved in some issue over there. Trust me, it's coming. It's coming.
When he gave that speech today, was anyone else thinking, well, Trump's going to forget about North Korea, he's going to go into Syria? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and then you know what? It'll be like, well, we got to go into the Middle East again. Remember his whole slick talk shit was about we got to get the oil. I'm like, get the oil. We gonna rob niggas now? You gonna rob niggas? Is that what you're telling the American people? You just gonna straight up rob niggas now? That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. I was like, okay, you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna rob the Walmart and motherfuckers gonna pop off. Yeah, talking about we gonna pop off.
Yeah, I don't think the American people. I think you overestimate the American people. If he claimed he was going to get the oil, I don't think they'd be as taken back as you might think.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. The American people,
they should have took the shit the first time.
That's going to be the general sentiment, I believe. Why? I thought that's what we went there in the first place for. Like, why haven't we had it yet?
Like, you forget what country you grew up in, man.
I was surprised that we even had a big debate or argument over an exit strategy. I thought it was just understood that we weren't leaving, but politics.
Yeah, that's that bullshit though. It's like okay, we get involved in these wars, and yeah, we can't go home because hey, guess what? We got to take the oil, but there's gonna be oil, or if we leave, then Al Qaeda or some other faction will come and fuck up the people.
That's the one thing I miss about a guy in office like Cheney. Like, he can just look into the camera and say, so, like, just doesn't care. Like, I respected that. He was like, yeah, this is what we're doing. You don't like it? All right, that's cool. Like, didn't give a fuck. Like, he was.
And now that this is back, so I got a question for Hotep. So let's talk about. So is this a pro-colonialism movement as well?
No, we're supposed to end that. You know what I mean? We don't want to. I don't want to do that no more.
So no settler colonism, type deal going on.
No, man. I mean, this is 2017, man. Colonialism should be dead by now. Man. So we need to fix our stuff,
but only in name. We're still gonna get the oil. We're still gonna get the resources.
I mean, we're already over there. You know what I mean, this is. I mean, you see what I'm saying? This is stuff from 30 years ago. You forgot we went into Iraq twice. You see what I'm saying?
I think it was 3 times, but I didn't forget.
Oh, the Middle East.
I hate all this. I hate all this war for oil shit because it's like we could have been had an alternative fuel source now, and it's like where the people that's in charge of all this oil companies and the energy companies, they're so fucking lazy.
That's going to cause other issues, though. Like the Middle East is going to have serious economic issues when the world moves off of fossil fuels because all they got is sand and oil.
That's not our problem. Well, but I'm telling you, if I was able to come up with a a Tony Stark fuel source, I swear to God, I will be like all y'all motherfuckers in the oil companies, y'all dead to me. That's it.
No, if you were like Tony Stark, you'd be already selling them weapons. So it's a move.
I'll be making weapons. I would be making weapons, but you know what? I'm gonna have an independent black state at that. I'm not gonna be like, I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna take all my information, all my technology. I'll be like, listen, we're gonna unite. We're gonna run these motherfuckers out. We're gonna run these motherfuckers to the ground. We're gonna have space exploration. We're gonna have colonization. We're not gonna fuck with Earth no more. We're just gonna be like, you know what? Fuck y'all niggas. Y'all ran into the ground. Y'all had y'all chances. Y'all had y'all chance. And we just gotta take. I'm gonna take the best, the brightest, all the black people around the world, and we're gonna get the fuck out of here. We're gonna be like, fuck y'all niggas. Y'all motherfuckers be over here poisoning the Earth, whatever. Y'all had your chance. And you know what's funny? I bet you if somebody had a power source and actually came to the government and said, listen, I want to give this to y'all because we are dependent on oil, they would probably try to kill that motherfucker of GP anyway. So it's like, what's the point? They don't want it. They don't want to change. They don't want to make things better. They don't want to evolve. They don't want the future. So it's like, hey, you just got to do it for yourself.
Before we completely run off the Syria topic, I mean, that civil war has been going on for 5+ years. So, you guys fine with this just continuing?
Yes, I don't care, man. Let Assad finish these jokers the fuck off, man. Cut off funding to these jihadists and these moderate.
Does that include the children?
Moderate. Hey, man, they should have been refugees like the rest of them.
Oh shit!
They should have took their asses to Europe. I'm sorry, man. I mean, if Trump goes in there, I hope he was just giving the neocons lip service. But if he goes into Syria, I'll be highly disappointed in him.
I just told you we got like 2,000 Marines that he put in there over the last 2 months.
They're like protecting land. I'm talking about actually in direct conflict with the SDF and Hezbollah.
They're in northern Syria.
Okay, but I said I don't want any conflict with the Syrian army or with Hezbollah. I don't want it. I'll be highly disappointed if that happens.
Uncle Hotep, since I got you and you're pro-Trump, what do you make of his approval rating?
It's fake news, man. I'm not worried about that fake news.
Fake news?
Fake news. I wasn't expecting that defense. It's the go-to, but I wasn't expecting fake news for consistent polling.
You can't. I mean, the media has been compromised, man.
I know they tried to shame Bill O'Reilly.
Y'all saw
Can you
Don
believe
Lemon,
this?
right?
They tried to frame Bill O'Reilly.
I'm not a Don Lemon fan, so I'll probably agree with you on that. But you're just saying the polls of his approval rating are meaningless. Fake news.
It's fake news, man.
So across multiple polls and across multiple polling methods?
It doesn't matter, man. What does it matter? You're gonna impeach him off of bad polling? The polls should be bad if every media outlet is out to get him.
You know how polling works, right?
Listen, every media outlet is out to get him, right? Can we confirm that? Everybody's in agreement with that, right?
About what?
Every media outlet is out to get Trump.
He hasn't made friends in the media. I'd agree with that.
He's made tons of enemies.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And you want to know what?
Of course, the polling is going to be bad.
The polling, so you saying? Are you saying everybody's biased?
The mainstream media, yes.
I mean, to be fair, everybody didn't think he was gonna win. Like only one place, USC.
That's a very solid armor of defense when you're as president, able to completely dismiss the media That's pretty powerful.
I bet you if Obama did it, they would have probably dragged them through the mud already. But Trump is another issue.
Contrary to belief, Obama wasn't dragged through the mud nearly as much as like Trump has been, or George Bush, man. George Bush got some shit.
But here's the thing: Trump and Obama has not did any of the shady shit. Not a lot of the shady shit that Trump did. Trump is basically
That's true.
Trump is basically like fucking a video game villain, and basically like that's like voted him for president anyway. It's like, are you serious right now? We knew I'm a New Yorker. We knew Trump was gonna be a con man from jump. And basically everybody was conned and they just fell for it anyway. And it's like, now you're complaining that he conned you? We knew he was gonna con you.
I think a lot of them were conned, but I think the majority of them really just hated Hillary Clinton.
There you go, that's fair enough. And I mean the icing on the cake with Hillary was like I was watching a report today was icing on the cake was a week before the election. You had another FBI report come out on Hillary Clinton, and like, come on, that for a lot of people that was it.
Right.
That just did it.
Right. She came off as the bigger crook, so it is what it is.
A lot of people don't like Trump for what it is, and they just didn't vote. Like we have to recognize that even though Trump won, voter participation was down,
Yeah, severely.
So, I mean,
it's fucking scary.
And I think I posted it in a thread on the topic, but I think a lot of, definitely not all, but a lot of the people who supported Trump, they would vote for him again over Hillary Clinton. Like, she's pretty hated by a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it is unjust too, and some of it is justifiable, but she's really hated. She was a bad choice.
Yeah.
I think if more progressives had voted for Bernie Sanders, there would have been a different outcome. But I mean that wasn't the end result.
Well, the establishment.
Weren't you shitting on Bernie Sanders a whole leg of the way, though, man?
I just didn't think he was a strong enough candidate. But he did lose the popular vote.
I mean, but he got railroaded. I mean, we can go back and forth with this all day. Like, he just wasn't getting the spotlight. Like, people didn't know about Bernie Sanders. Like, and we can go back and forth. We've already said this shit. He got railroaded, and that's just what it is.
But he, in the end, he folded to the establishment. So he's not.
Well, yeah, because anywhere. I mean, with that I understand, because at the end of the day, we're all on the same page as we don't want Trump, because I may not like Hillary, but I would take her over Trump. I would think that she would keep shit more.
Two evils kind of
bullshit. I mean, but that's what it is. It's bullshit, but that's what we're accustomed to. The lesser two evils.
I think outcome theory. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with right now, we wouldn't have been dealing with otherwise if she was elected. So,
there you go.
So far, domestic policy. I mean, the shit's. It's a
joke. Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah.
We'd still have Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, I mean, just like, I mean, the budget. I don't think a quarter of it'll actually happen. But even if a quarter of it does happen, it's gonna be disastrous for fucking middle America. I mean, you're talking about like the backbone of fucking middle America. Your housing vouchers. This is just, a large percentage of America. The stuff like Meals on Wheels, regional airport funding, all kinds of stuff like that. That is
Appalachia Fund.
I mean, all of these federal programs, we can say that we don't like them, they're a waste of money or whatever. But that's what fucking props up the fucking middle class and the lower class in this country.
How do you feel about him donating his first quarter earnings or his first month or whatever?
Fucking make more than that.
That's nothing.
It's not the thought that counts, is what you're saying. You didn't appreciate the gesture. Okay,
so but he cut their budget by fucking $131 billion, and for the first fucking 2 months of the year, he gave them a check for $79,000 or something like that. No, I don't think that is okay. I really don't.
He's leading by example, man. He's showing charity can. Charity can sustain these things if enough people get on board.
And isn't that going to be like a tax write-off?
I'm sure it will be. But the thing is, we saw Trump's charity throughout the campaign when he was stiffing fucking veterans, when he stiffed those stupid fucking Aryan girls who were singing for him. We know that Trump does not fucking commit to his own charity got fucking a fraud investigation and got delisted by New York State because it was fucking fake.
Uncle Hotep, I know that's like an instant Clinton Foundation talking point. Go ahead.
She ain't in office.
Every time someone brings up,
we're still talking about the election and all this, man.
No, we're not. We're talking about what he's doing now, though, as far as
so the Department of Interior got cut.
The budget. I mean, we had to cut taxes.
Fuck the trees. It's not about the budget. It's not about taxes.
Budgets. The budgets need to be cut.
What about that fucking military-industrial complex? Fucking $55 billion on top of the other $165 billion. That's like fucking $300 billion.
See, this is where y'all got me messed up. There'll be no president. Name the president that cut the defense budget. Name him.
Who grew it lately?
Name the president that cut the defense budget.
Obama.
Come on, man.
Yes, he did. Goddamn, no, he did too.
Obama is just as much a war hawk as any of them.
But that's not what we're talking about. You asked me about the budget.
That raggedy ass F-35. I mean, come on, man. I'm not trying.
If he wouldn't have increased military spending the way he did, I actually would have been on board with shrinking the size of government. But he's not actually shrinking it; he's reallocating it.
Especially with this wall shit, man. What the fuck?
The wall, well, whether it's true or not, I'm sure he feels like that's part of why he got elected. So I don't expect that to go away. That's
I don't think so either. But it's like it's you can't say you want less government and shrink government while fucking adding some bullshit we didn't need to the fucking budget.
I would like it if we could separate immigration and securing the borders, because there's really not a strong argument for not securing the borders. I haven't heard an argument that just says, you know what, we shouldn't even worry about securing our borders ever. That's not an issue. I
get that.
You have to mix it with immigration for it to actually be a conversation. Securing the borders is fine.
You know,
100% fine.
My whole thought is that if we're gonna fucking build a border wall in the south, we have to build one to the north, and I want landmines and cluster mines all through fucking Middle America. Okay? Fair is fucking fair. Don't shake your head.
The fact that they're only asking for one up south for the one down south it's pretty hilarious. You're basically saying we don't want brown people coming in. That's why it's hard to separate the issue. But I think they just could have done everything so much cleaner. They're just such idiots. If they would have just left it at securing the borders and not turn it into we're trying to stop the flow of brown people, it would have been much easier to digest.
Yeah, I think it would have been more palatable to even educated people who would say, well, maybe there's an alternative view here. But I guess when you surround yourself by white supremacists and white supremacist talking points, let's be real
how dumb this shit was. They said ISIS was gonna come through the Mexican border.
Yeah, using fear is never. I'm never on board for that. When you try to scare people into agreeing with you, that's always bullshit. But there's a demographic in the country that's really susceptible to the ISIS threat in Digga's area. Isn't that right, Hotep?
They need to be more worried about heroin and fucking
heroin and dental care.
Yeah.
That's why you need the wall stop. You need to stop them drugs coming.
That's why we need. Man, listen, I'm gonna ask you a direct question.
Drugs are gonna come in.
Do you think building a wall will stop drugs from entering the country from the south? We're live, by the way. Go ahead.
It'll put a dent in it. I'm not saying. Y'all saying stop. That's not nothing.
Oh
stop.
man, give me a break.
You know what? That's
It'll put a dent in
acceptable.
it.
If you would have
I'm
said,
telling you. How old y'all when 9/11 happened? How old were y'all?
I don't see the relevance, so I can't wait for
No, just
the
answer
point.
the question. Was y'all like old?
10 years old? 10 years old?
10? Listen, when after 9/11 happened, man, you couldn't buy no weed nowhere. You couldn't buy weed nowhere. They shut everything down. They can shut the shit down if they want to. I'm trying to tell you, I was at, what was that, 20 something? 29, 28, 29, something like that. No, they shut everything down after 9/11. That like for a month after 9/11, you couldn't, it was dry. Dry. They went and got everything. I'm trying to tell you, they can cut the shit down if they want. They're just making too much money. Now they're making rehab centers instead of jails, and that's why they're sending all these white people to heroin addicts.
I think I'd prefer the rehab centers over jails. I think one's much more palatable.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but being addicted to drugs is still jail if you look at it.
What?
You're still in prison.
Yeah, he's saying the addiction
Interesting.
itself is still.
I'm going on that philosophical shit.
I'm saying, man.
I mean,
Well, what does that have to do with locking you in a taxpayer-funded prison?
I mean, I suppose they're all going to be tax funder paid prisons.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know. I'm all for the softer drug war. To be honest with you,
A softer drug war.
Legalize it.
I mean, the non-prison variety, like sentencing, courts, all that, prison. It's a fucking waste of money.
It is.
Yeah.
But you know how white America is now. It's like, hey, guess what? We got to profit all these black people taking all these drugs. But when they do it, it's a travesty. It's about rehabilitation.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate, but the reality is, why should we repeat the same fucking mistake year after year?
No. Let the DA do their jobs. Let them go to the suburbs. Let them throw flashbangs in the babies' cribs. Let them kick down their doors and beat up their dogs and rape their wives. Let them do that to the white people.
That's not going to happen, though.
That's not going to happen, man.
They're just going to keep hitting the hood. They're just going to keep hitting the projects. That's all that's going to happen. Let's crack down on white middle America. That's not going to happen. They're going to be raiding fucking their cities.
Yep.
That's hilarious. If I was in charge of police force, I would be like, listen, let's go into it. Let's do that.
It's not going to happen, though, because that's
not. That dude will be fired right away.
See, that's that bullshit.
That's some fucking ahistorical fantasy land shit that you got going on in your head.
I mean, did you guys read the article today about insurance policies and you guys read the article today about insurance policies in black neighborhoods are significantly higher?
Oh, I just read it. on Jalopnik.
It's like despite whether or not there's evidence supporting.
You see, Norman, that's what happens.
Yeah, I know.
It's the system's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, redlining, whatever it is, it still fucking happens to this day.
It still happens, of course.
Hotep, how are we gonna fix that?
There's definitely no fix for it with this administration. I've civil issues like that I just given up on for the next 8, and I'm saying 8 because I think he's going to get reelected.
Yeah, it's better to err on the side of complete fuckery than hope for the best.
It's just the Democratic Party isn't showing me any signs of life. So
yeah, I mean, I have seen. I like international politics more than I like domestic, but
how's the French election going on?
Oh God, that has been some really interesting shit to watch because there's been some pretty fucking big scandals. I don't really remember watching the last French election happen. It wasn't as much of a big deal to me, at least. But Fillon had this huge scandal where he paid out his family like I don't know $1 million euros or more
Nice.
They don't have nepotism laws, and the money was obviously they were getting paid to do nothing. So they're like a no-show was kind of like a mafia thing going on.
Man, ain't even mad, man.
I think people really like underappreciate the fact that Obama was so scandal-free. Like he had a real clean 8 years.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd have a hard time thinking of anything. I don't even think he had anyone arrested in his fucking cabinet.
We're going to get. He's going to get some now.
Look at you,
Susan Rice. Look at this motherfucker, man. You guys couldn't even make it a month in without somebody getting booted. It wasn't even a week before Maddox, before the dude was I'm forgetting his name.
Well, Susan Rice is going to be fried rice, dirty rice. How you want the rice? How you want the Susan Rice?
Ben ass nigga.
She's finished. She's cooked. She better start snitching. I'm telling you that right now. She better start snitching.
I'd love to see the articles you're reading to come up with these conclusions.
He's probably writing them, man.
All right, kind of Uncle Hotep's kind of off topic, but I saw your video about Kendrick Lamar having the Hotep community in an uproar. What was all that about?
Because he said he's tired of the Photoshop, he's tired of the fake asses, and he said that, and he only had one bar on it, and everybody's calling him Hotep because Hotep is anything you say like that's anti what the Nig is doing nowadays. You get called.
What the fuck?
Like if you want women to be natural, you can't say that anymore, because if a woman wants to put 2 balloons in her behind and die on the goddamn operating table, you can't say that as a man. You can't say that anymore. This is how it's out left.
As a proud black man, Hotep, how do you feel about using stereotypical white supremacist language? Is it empowering?
They got it from us. What do you keep talking about white supremacist language? They bit it from us.
I don't believe Shine.
I don't think Shine and Nignog falls into that category, but I'll let you tell it for now.
Hold. Y'all are talking. This is the same African Americans that took the word nigger.
I don't even think Coon has black origins. I know Uncle Tom does.
Remixed it. If we can take the word nigger that the white folks called us.
Listen to how you say it.
That's
That's impressive. Go on though.
And use it as a term of endearment. How can you question me for using the word shine or using the word nignog?
What about didn't do nothing, man? You use that too, didn't do, man?
Yeah, that's what Susan Rice said. She said, she didn't do
it. Man, look at this shit.
I subscribe to your page and I peruse your videos every now and then. I saw the Pepsi commercial. You had a lot to say about that, the Kendall Jenner quote unquote controversy.
Yeah.
Do you look at everything from a Hotep position?
Well, I'm Hotep. It's in my blood. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? Of course I do. I've been Hotep since a kid. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right. Let's jump to and Trump is in line with your Hotep ideology, followings, teachings, or what have you.
The black man and woman of the United States of America have to get off the Democratic plantation.
All right, but I'm asking you: is Trump in line? Or does Trump fall into the Hotep culture enough for you to justify following him?
What's wrong with Trump? I don't understand what you're talking about with this stuff, man.
Crickets.
What's wrong with Trump? That's a powerful question.
What's wrong with him? Are you serious right now?
All right, Norman, go on your soapbox. Go for it.
Yeah, go.
Man, look,
Go.
look. I don't even want to like have it. I don't want to plop a blood vessel in my head right now because I'll probably will lose it when people say shit like that. What's wrong with him? I'm like, are you fucking serious? Have you not been paying attention for the last 90 days of all the bullshit that's coming out? This motherfucker. I'm telling you, if I was running for president and all this shit came out, I would have probably been killed, assassinated, dragged out my house by a raging angry mob. Okay. Trust me, it just blows my mind. He gets away with so much shit, and nobody puts a bullet in his brain. Okay, I just don't get it. I'm like, where is those assassins that killed Kennedy, killed?
Hey,
CIA, FBI, NSA. Don't ignore what he just said.
I mean, they have killed people for
edit that shit.
Yeah, like I say, God bless America. God bless America.
Look, they have killed people for less. Okay,
American exceptionalism is real. God, I love this country.
Man, God,
I have a side
people.
question. So I'd read online that Trump made this like this month dedicated to rape survivors or to assault victims. And, to start off the month, I think this Times interview was that today or yesterday?
I think it was today.
Oh God!
Oh.
We're now 5 days into the month, and Trump took to this interview to defend his good friend Bill O'Reilly, who's been just settling multi-million-dollar lawsuits for sexual harassment.
Trump literally can't make it a week without just fucking. So good.
I was running over that in my head, and I was like, should he just have made it next month?
Jeez, imagine being a comedian right now. The material is it's just got to be overwhelming. Like you don't know where to start. Like you probably have writer's block because there's so much. Like
Trump is a great comedian, man. Like I think he should have been a comedian. Fuck politics. Fuck business. He's a great comedian. I would pay to see him in stand up.
Bigly.
The thing is, I think Trump is really hard to satire because the things that he says and the way he acts and what he does it's not at odds with society and what's considered normal or sane. So
right. He did get the women's vote after saying you just grab them by the pussy. So
yeah, I mean he raped one of his wives. That's in their fucking divorce proceedings.
Yeah, he's it's America, man. America's its own kind of beast, man. Its own kind of animal.
Hey, so I was wondering the other day, what was it? Did it come out Friday? They said that what was it that they repealed? They repealed something about like something about like equality, looking out for equality for women in the workplace. They just repealed that, right? Like a bill about that.
It sounds like some federal legislation, I think. Yeah,
they just repealed some legislation about women equality, making sure that they're equally paid in the workplace. They thought it wasn't needed. I'm just curious how the women who voted for him probably feel about this shit now. Like what the fuck?
Buyer's remorse for sure is going on.
Like
around
what the fuck?
There is no gender gap. There's no gender wage gap, man.
Okay.
Well, the question is, how do the women who voted for him feel, though? I'm sure they would probably disagree.
No, they don't believe that bullshit either. Only them white feminists and them black feminists believe that bullshit.
So a lot of people believe it, man. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I can't speak on it, but I can't.
I'm sure the dollars make a difference to somebody, Digga.
They make the same amount of money. Did y'all ask your girlfriends this? I asked my girlfriend, do you believe in gender wage gap? She's like, no.
Is your girlfriend black?
No.
Disgusting. No, of course not. What do I look like, a big dog? Wouldn't be goddamn with a black woman.
Jesus, bro. Jesus.
I'd leave my wife for being a knick-knock lover if I found out she was black. Can't get along with her.
Bigsby ass nigga.
Yeah, can't get along with her.
The thing is, I wouldn't even have to ask any woman that I've ever dated or been with if I made fucking more money than them. It's so fucking apparent, you know. That's how fucking disconnected their salaries and wages are, you know.
What are you talking about, man?
Well, you think what do you mean?
You're doing the same job as her? You doing the same job as your woman, man?
No.
All right then.
You missed the point.
No, you shines is missing the point, man. There is no gender wage gap, man.
Oh, speaking of buyer's remorse, how do you think the net neutrality guys who voted for Trump feel after they repealed the?
It's a big win right there.
I was just reading about it, like, wow, like, and I've been on the fence about it, because I see the economic arguments made by the ISPs, but it's just it's kind of needed. As much as I hate regulations, something has to be done. Because
wait, hold on. What is needed? What are you talking about?
Consumer protections.
Yeah.
The base level.
What? I mean, no. The protections are fine. It's the people that's trying to see all our data and selling it off to the companies. That's the problem.
They're gonna see a lot of X videos, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, listen, what the porn sites I was watching, I'm like, hey, I don't want people in my history. You know,
the personal data.
My
personal data is more of an issue, but like browsing history, that's more just a marketing thing. And
but still,
but don't they do that shit already? I mean, I'm on Amazon.
Well, that's the issue. That's why I was on the fence, because Facebook and Google are not ISPs, and they do that, and it's unmitigated. They don't have any, restraints on them. So it was unfair to the ISPs to compete against Facebook and Google when they have these regulations preventing them from collecting that information.
You're an ISP though. You provide a service to get online. That's your job. You're not if you want to make competition between Facebook, then you have to build your own company and then do it that way. If you don't want to do it, there's no reason for you to have a shortcut to gain a profit margin, because Facebook is bigger than everything. You make your own company. If what happened to competition in the workplace? Since you own an ISP, go make your own fucking company.
The problem is, I'm just going to blame Republicans off the bat, because this is just them to the core. But I guess the real issue is that ISPs they fought fucking tooth and nail to not be considered utilities, because utilities have more regulations that they have to comply with by the federal government.
Right. Uh-huh.
And
do you believe everyone? Do you believe, because you're on the left? Do you believe internet access
is a right?
Yeah, is a right.
Yeah, I think so. At this point in 2000,
moving forward.
Yeah, because it's really it's so necessary now to go to even. I mean, I think pretty much since the late 90s, I think I always had a personal computer and internet. Which is probably kind of on the younger side to have that. But when I went through, my education, you have to have a computer. You have to have access to internet. And if you don't have those things, you're setting you're not going to be able to succeed.
But you know what? The internet isn't free. That's the problem. That's a big problem. The internet isn't free, really. So it's like, you have to pay to get on. You have to pay somebody to get online. If it was a service where we could just plug into a phone line and basically get online for free, that would be beautiful.
I mean, but you know what? There's cities that are working on. In the future, cities will have free Wi-Fi all over them.
Yeah,
you know that, right?
There's already
that's coming.
And another thing is, there's places in this country that don't have high-speed internet still. This is one of those things that's a reoccurring
in the South,
for rural internet to even have internet. So I mean, think about that for a minute.
Just think about the Trump infrastructure plan that will bring up
God. Infrastructure.
You're probably running Wi-Fi off your phone right now, Digga.
He put forth a pretty good talking game as far as holding up that paper with all the regulations on it, and in order to build a highway, and all the different agencies they have to be contacted, and how long it would take to even get anything done. And when he starts talking about slashing those regulations, obviously a lot of people don't like deregulation, but it's going to enable us to get the infrastructure constructed at a much quicker pace.
I don't believe that.
It's kind of a very results-oriented thing. I mean, if he does, if he has something to show you, like, it's going to be hard to really, hold that against him. Because our infrastructure is failing. Like, people, I think there's like bridges actually collapsing at this point. I think that's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's been going on forever. I mean, that's the way things are, unfortunately. And that's at the state level. It's not just the federal level. It's the state level as well, city, county, etc. We need a real jobs program and continual funding program, like a stimulus, I guess, for which we have anyways, which is what the federal government has been doing all along. You guys get that, right?
Right, for sure.
That's your federal dollars.
Wait, we need to shrink government, man. Fuck that. We need to shrink government. Fuck that.
But anyways, my real concern with deregulation is, I'm a business owner and whatever, and I could have a real hard on for OSHA and fucking every other thing that is out there to regulate me, but at the end of the day, a lot of these things, they're necessary checks and balances. You look back at what this country has done to the rivers, mountains, and fucking oceans. We're still paying for this shit. I live in New York City. I have Superfund sites. There's Superfund sites all around the fucking city still that have been there for 100 years. And, he wants to cut the EPA budget. It's bad. We shouldn't be going backwards. It shouldn't be a trade-off. Trump has spent, whatever going to Mar-a-Lago. He's going again this weekend. Big
God damn it. He just can't stay away from that place, can he?
And he's gonna meet, Xi Jinping, and it's gonna be all good. But, the money that he wasted in doing these little weekend jaunts was enough to clean up the Great Lakes, and
it's wasteful, and I agree with a lot of the criticism for his trips, but it just mirrors the Republican cries about Obama going golfing or when he would take a vacation. Like, it's funny how whichever side is in office, the other side claims that they're being wasteful or they're taking too many days off or too much vacation.
Nigga, he hasn't even been in there 90 days, and he's been on how many vacations?
But you really gotta look, like, when they hold up the charts, like, you gotta look at how many days are taken off at the end of their presidencies. He could end up not even being the most vacay president. It's kind of early. I don't know. It just seems silly.
I don't know.
Do you see a trend? Do you really think
he's on pace?
He's gonna buckle down and start.
He's on pace to take more time off than any other president. But if he stops, then he stops, and the argument just falls flat.
Especially if he's one term.
Yeah. Well, all right. If he's one term, then yeah.
2 terms.
I think Bush took I think he spent a literal 365 in Texas. I think. Someone was posting those threads a while back. And I think he spent a whole year on vacation.
Yeah, it came out to over a year. It was 400 days.
Hotep, how do you feel about the vacay time?
He dipped.
Oh, he did. I'm not even looking at the screen. Oh, yeah. Being Hotep and pro-Trump is the most hilarious thing to me. It's just, that's
that Twilight Zone, man.
I'm pro-black, and I know Trump's going to make America great again. It's so awkward.
Pro-black, Hotep, with a white girl.
It's so awkward. Even when I co-sign Trump, it's because I know he's going to make things worse, and I believe things have to get worse before they get better. I never would think he's actually. I would never think he's actually good. I would never think he's actually a good president or a good politician.
How worse does it have to be to get better? Are you talking about a Wrath of God type bad or Alien Invasion type bad before it gets better?
I think it has to get bad for everyone. I don't think people are ever going to care if black people are the only people suffering. I don't think it's ever going to turn.
But that's the problem. It's only black people suffering. It is
and I don't think that's ever going to change if it's just us.
That's what people say, man. But you know what? I saw another article that came up the other day that said, a lot of people don't even have $400 readily available if an
But
emergency
like, look at
happens.
this, or look at it this way.
$400.
Yeah, but look at it this way. If healthcare gets shitty for everyone and they go to single payer, that helps black people. If education gets shitty and they decide to make college free, that helps black people. Like, it has to get shitty for white people before anything will happen. Like, if it's just shitty, if it's just shitty for us, then no one's gonna really care. They haven't cared. So it's kind of like putting a guy in that might actually tank a lot of shit. May have the end result. I can't say it's a guarantee. It's just I'm just throwing the Hail Mary, like, fuck it, let's go with Trump and see what happens. But I knew for sure the status quo was not going to see any real improvement for African Americans.
Yeah, and I think at the same time, I mean, to me at least, I love people. People love to say shit like, well, they're going to suffer really badly too, and everything will even out or something. Like, yeah, to a degree, but at the end of the day, black people are going to suffer that much fucking worse.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
And even when they fix shit, even when they fix shit, they don't fix, our
they don't fix
it
for us.
Yeah. They don't fix us. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Like the bailouts.
Well, we're live. I probably shouldn't say this recording, but that's the one good thing about socialism, that it just hits everybody exactly the same. Not an endorsement of socialism, but like a single payer, it wouldn't, race wouldn't matter. Race
it's an equality issue. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I mean, I think that, what's his name? Ja Focus. Fucking.
Oh God, you guys are great buddies.
Oh yeah, we get along really well, and
oh yeah.
He hates colonialism and etc. But he did drop a thread about the British bringing over essentially nationalized healthcare when they came, and which lasted for, I think it's said to 1830, probably prior to Civil War, and
right.
And I mean and also you look at other things. I'd never even heard of that before, which is great. And you also look at parts of the New Deal, and when Social Security went through, when Medicare went through. I think this country, which is so capitalist driven, we need a balance, and I think you can do both. And I think the Scandinavian countries and European countries have shown that we can do both. It's just the population being not self-centered enough to actually embrace that happening. That's where I want to see the country go.
Yeah, and not educated enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they don't believe it. I mean, like they say, the biggest reason why the Scandinavian countries are able to thrive like that is because it's very homogenous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's seen as we're doing it for our people, and because that's where this whole rhetoric comes out, is that people are ashamed to take stuff that they might need, like food stamps, because it's even if they need it, because there's such a stigma behind it. It's
right.
Such a negative stigma that poor black people only do it.
Yeah, the welfare queen image has really just been burned into a lot of people's
it's like
minds.
It's funny. It's like whenever they say, "Oh, black people are this, black people are that," a lot of white people are getting killed and hurt too, but nobody, the mainstream medium, doesn't address it at all. It's always welfare queen of black people, and it's like, guess what? White people are on welfare.
I was gonna say that two things. One was I worked in a supermarket for like 4 or 5 years as a cashier, so I saw everybody, every nationality, every people of every income level were using food stamps. Mm-hmm. So you should never fall for that shit. People were abusing it, but most people who had it really needed it. I saw every economic level you can think of. And secondly, a lot of it is media perception. I think one of the things that people don't know is that I was reading an article a couple months back about like the LA riots, and it came out and it said that that only about like 23% of the rioters were actually black. It was actually the rioters in 1992. It was mixed of people from like every background and nationality. They had Hispanics, they had whites. Whites were actually like about 20% of the rioters. But like, public perception, what was being filmed on TV was, angry black people and Hispanic people.
Right.
But you didn't see the big picture, and that's really what goes on. That's the soft racism that still goes on today.
Just to keep white supremacy, going continued and in place. Because if you just look the way the issues are presented, like when there's like economic downturns, like black people, you know, they're not hard workers, they're being lazy. You need to get up off your ass, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. But when it comes to whites in the same situation, it's, you know, someone's taking your job from you. Like,
let's get that coal industry rolling, boys.
Yeah.
I mean, Dad. You worked in a warehouse. I worked in a warehouse too. Wait, don't tell me that the warehouses aren't full of like hard-working black people.
Oh no, yeah, most for sure. Like a lot of people at the bottom of the economic, you know, ladder are hardworking. It's just economic mobility is just really, really bad in this country.
Yeah,
really bad.
I mean, I think like another thing to go back to SNAP is, you know, I think like it's almost wholly like women with fucking children. The same with a lot of the vouchers. It's like, so, you know, it's just such a fucked up thing that you're targeting, you know, but it's always this perception of fraud, and you know, and that's not the reality of the programs.
I would say maybe about like when I worked as a cashier, I would say maybe about like 10% of it was somebody like who you could tell was a little bit more well off, and they were just abusing it. But most of the people, they had families, and like they may not have it helped, you know, it really helped, and they weren't getting, you know, lobster and shrimp and shit. You know, they were getting basic shit.
To be fair to the other side of the argument, a few bad apples do spoil the bunch, though. Like,
but I want my taxes to go towards that. Like,
it's that way across the board. Like, and you can see it when you're talking about cops. Like, all you need is one or two bad cops, and then it's fuck all cops. Like, it's just that's just the way people work in general.
Well, if the cops stop protecting the cops, then it wouldn't be an issue.
No, it would still be an issue.
No. If you know who the corrupt cops are, and the whole department protects them.
If there were racist cops that were shooting blacks and the department dropped the hammer on them, you still wouldn't trust cops. Trust me.
They would have to build back my trust. Okay.
It's just a few bad apples do spoil the bunch. There's just no way around it. That's just human nature. Like, we don't. It might even be just nature in general. You don't have time to, like, you know, get to know each person or individual in a certain setting. You kind of have to just assume and stereotype quickly. I think that's just how it goes.
I mean, that's a survival mechanism. I mean, that's why we get into, like, in science, you know, there's or psychology, there's implicit bias, you know, and it's ingrained in you to, like, that's why I always tell a lot of people, you know, there's black people scared of black people, man. Like, you see that especially out here in LA. You know, like, because they don't know. All they know is what they see on TV as well. You know, so they're just as scared as another black person that they don't know. You know, so.
All right, we're at an hour. We're gonna go ahead and call it there.
All
right. Next week, trans race. Got to talk about it.
Digger.
Yeah, Digger. Also, the reason, the river becoming a person. I think Digger will be.
For sure.
The river becoming a person.